Good morning students. Today we are going to learn lesson number 6, conflict with the Mughals. Shivaji Maharaj had successfully fought the Adil Shahi, but for expanding the Swaraj, conflict with the Mughal was inevitable. The Mughals pose a great danger to the Swaraj. Maharaj triumphed over these two. He regained his forts and territories from the Mughals. He got himself crowned. He took up a campaigns of the south. We shall learn about all these events in this lesson. Shahiste Khan invention. In February 1660, Shahiste Khan left from Ahmednagar and entered the Pune province. He came to Shirwar via Supe, Baramati and Hol. He ravaged the territories of the Swaraj by sending small units of his army to the neighboring areas. He encamped at Chakan. The Kiledar of the fort of Chakan, Firamgoji Narsala, offered a strong resistance to Shahiste Khan's army. Finally, the Mughals captured the fort of Chakan. Shahiste Khan set up his camp at Lal Mahal in Pune. He sent his forces in the regions around Pune. These forces looted the people. 2 years had passed, but he would not think of leaving Pune. Naturally, this had an adverse effect on the people's morale. In these circumstances, Maharaj drew up a bold plan. On 5th April 1663, Shivaji Maharaj raided Lal Mahal. In this raid, Shahiste Khan lost his fingers. He suffered great humiliation. He left Pune and shifted his camp to Ahmednagar. He incurred the displeasure of Aurangzeb. Aurangzeb transferred him to the province of Bengal. This successful attack on Shahiste Khan had an impact on the people, and their faith in the capability of Maharaj was strengthened even further. The Surat campaigns. In 3 years' time, Shahiste Khan had ravaged the territories of Swaraj. It was necessary to make good this loss. For this, Shivaji Maharaj devised a plan for teaching the Mughals a lesson. Surat was a big port under Mughal control. European, that is the British, Dutch and French, had their factories there. It was a rich city. Maharaj decided to attack Surat. He devised a plan of attack on Surat. The Subedar of Surat could not put up any resistance. Maharaj obtained a huge amount of wealth from Surat. His campaign of Surat was completely successful. This campaign was a stunning blow to Emperor Aurangzeb's prestige. Jai Singh's invention. With the curbing the increasing activities of Shivaji Maharaj, Aurangzeb sent Jai Singh, an experienced and powerful Mughal Sardar. Jai Singh came to Pune. The objective of these campaigns was to check the activities of Maharaj and then to turn to the Adil Shahi. He started rallying all the forces against Shivaji Maharaj. The Portuguese of Goa and Vasai, the Dutch of Vengurla, the British of Surat and the Siddiques of Janjira, Jai Singh suggested that they should start a naval campaign against Maharaj. Jai Singh drew up a plan of capturing the fort in the possession of Maharaj. Jai Singh and Diler Khan laid siege to the fort of Purandar. When the Mughals put the fort of Purandar under siege, the Murarbaji Deshpande fought with the greatest of courage. He died a hero's death. Realizing that in this conflict with the Mughal, he and his subjects had to face great losses, Maharaj began talks for the treaty with Jai Singh. A treaty between Jai Singh and the Maharaj was signed in June 1665, known as Treaty of Purandar. 23 of his forts and adjoining territories yielding an annual revenue of 4 lakh hons also assured the Mughals to help against the Adil Shahi. This treaty was ratified by Aurangzeb. Visit to Agra. Jai Singh launched a campaign against the Adil Shahi. Shivaji Maharaj helped Jai Singh, but this campaign of Jai Singh was not successful. Jai Singh and Aurangzeb felt that Shivaji Maharaj ought to keep away, at least for some time, from the Deccan politics. Jai Singh proposed to Shivaji Maharaj that he should visit Agra and meet the emperor. He guaranteed the safety of Shivaji Maharaj. Shivaji Maharaj set out for Agra. He was accompanied by Prince Sambhaji and a few of his trusted people who would be ready to risk their lives for him, like Tanaji Malusre, Yesaji Kanka, Hiroji Parjan, etc. Shivaji Maharaj reached Agra. Aurangzeb did not treat him with due honors at his court. Maharaj gave vent to his rage. The emperor then put him under house arrest. He adroitly escaped from Agra and reached the Maharashtra. While returning from Agra, had left the Sambhaji Raje at Mathura. On the offensive against Mughals, immediately after returning from Agra, Maharaj did not want any conflicts with the Mughal. However, he wanted to recapture the forts and territories given to the Mughals as per the Purandar Treaty. For this, he prepared a comprehensive and bold plan. It was his strategy to capture the fort by sending a well-equipped army on the one hand, and on the other hand, he wanted to keep the Mughals unstable by invading the territories of the Deccan under their control. Maharaj attacked the Mughals' territories of Ahmednagar and Junnar. Then he recaptured several forts such as Sinhagad, Purandar, Lohagad, Mahuli, Karnala and Rohida, one after the other. Then Maharaj attacked Surat for the second time. While returning from Surat, he fought a great battle with the Mughals at Wani Dindori in Nashik district. Maharaj defeated the Mughal Sardar Daud Khan in the great battle. After that, Moropanta Pingle captured the Trimbakgarh near Nashik. The Shivaji Maharaj was successful in the offensive that he had launched against the Mughals. Sardar such as Tanaji Malusre, Moropanta Pingle, Pratap Rao Gujar, etc. made a valuable contribution in these offensives. Krishnaji Ananta Sabhasad, a contemporary chronicler, thus described these campaigns. He took as many as 27 forts in 4 months and earned a great reputation for himself. Now, years. Maharaj realized that now it was necessary for the Swaraj to win a general recognition as the sovereign independent state. For this, a formal coronation was necessary. On 6 June 1674, he had himself coronated at the Raigad by Gaga Bhatt, a learned Pandit. Maharaj ascended the throne of Swaraj. He now became the Chhatrapati of the Swaraj. As a symbol of sovereignty, the Rajyabhisheka was started, means the coronation era. Maharaj became the founder of the new era. On the occasion of coronation, special coins were minted, a gold coin called Hon and copper coin called a Shivrai, with a legend Sri Raja Shivachatrapati inscribed on them. Thereafter, all royal correspondence Rajyapatra carried the word Kshatriya Kulavantasya Sri Raja Shivachatrapati. A dictionary showing Sanskrit alternatives for Persian words was prepared. It is known as the Rajya Vyavhar Kosha. The coronation of Shivaji Maharaj was a revolutionary event in the history of Middle India. While expanding the importance of these events, Sabhasad, a contemporary chronicler, writes, "It was a no means achievement for a Maratha king to become such a great Chhatrapati." Shortly after on 24th September 1674, Shivaji Maharaj had his second coronation performed under the guidance of the Nichalpuri Goswami. There were the two traditions of religious ceremonies in India, Vedic and Tantric. Maharaj honored both the traditions and had two coronation ceremonies performed. The campaigns of the South. 3 years after the coronation in October 1677, Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj undertook a campaign of the South. He went to Golconda. There he called on the Qutub Shah. He entered into a treaty of friendship with him. Later, Maharaj owned Bangalore, Hoskote, and in Karnataka, Jinji, Vellore, etc., fort in today's Tamil Nadu, and some other territories of Adil Shah. He appointed Raghunath Narayan Hanumante, the chief administrators, to look after these conquered territories. Venkoji, the half-brother of Shivaji Maharaj, was then ruling at Tanjavur. Shivaji Maharaj tried to get him to participate in the activities of the Swaraj. After Venkoji Raje, the ruler of Tanjavur, encouraged art and learning, the Saraswati Mahal library there is a world famous. In the campaigns of the South, Maharaj had annexed the fort of Jinji in the Tamil Nadu to his Swaraj. These proved to be the great importance in the latter years when the Mughal emperor stayed put in Maharashtra to destroy Swaraj. Then Chhatrapati Rajaram Maharaj had to leave Maharashtra for a reason of safety. At that time, he took a shelter in this southern fort of Jinji and ran the administration of Swaraj from there. Soon after the victorious campaigns of the south, Shivaji Maharaj passed away on Raigad on 3rd April 1680. His death at the age of 50 was a great loss for Swaraj. The great era came to an end.